yard. That again compared 1 to 2 centimeter renal calculus by Mini-PERC or by RIRS. Mini-PERC achieved a 100% clearance, RIRS achieved a 96.8% clearance. Both of them are equivalent in this case also. Again they went ahead and they published another one about Micro-PERC versus RIRS. Again Micro-PERC could achieve 97.1%, RIRS was 94%. No statistical difference between any of them. There was another article, this came from Ankara, that is Turkey. So again here they had compared retrograde interrenal, that is RIRS, with PCNL for this radiolucent renal stones. Again they came with results of 66.5% for SWL, but there was no statistical difference between PNL and RIRS, that 91 and 87%. So in conclusion, when you compare Mini-PERC and RIRS, or for that matter any PCN modality or RIRS for less than 2 centimeter stone in any location of kidney, then there is no difference between any and you can achieve equivalent stone-free rates. Now let me go to Mini-PERC versus RIRS for stones more than 2 centimeter in size in any location. We got the first inkling that we can do this large stones with RIRS by the initial article by Michael Grasso way back in 1998, where he achieved a 76% stone-free rate when he did with flexible URS for these large stones more than 2 centimeter. Loserholm in 2009 from Europe, Dr. Prabhakar's article, where more than 1.5 centimeter stone, he could achieve a stone-free rate of 86.6% by RIRS and 100% if you allow him a second sitting of RIRS. So with 2 sittings he is able to achieve about 100% clearance even for these large stones. Coming to comparative trials, how does RIRS compare here in a comparative trial head to head against PCNL? There are not many articles for large stones on mini PCNL, so I will combine articles of mini PCNL and PCNL versus RIRS. One article recent by Heng et al. 2014, where the stone-free rate was only 43.4% with RIRS and it was 71.7% when using mini PCNL. This is again for large stones 2 centimeter in a solitary kidney. So this group of solitary kidneys, so they were a bit conservative in their approach. Maybe that is what accounts for this 43.4%. Another Turkish article where they compared PCNL and RIRS, again for stones greater than 2 centimeters. RIRS achieved a success of stone-free rate of 66% and versus PCNL that was 92%. Another by He et al. Again comparing RIRS and PCNL. So after initial one attempt, RIRS and PCNL, so PCNL was 74.4% and RIRS was 34.8% only. But when you allow repeated procedures, then both could match, and the PCNL group was 90.7% and RIRS group was 88.37% for large stones. There are exceptions. This was a randomized control trial recently by Lee et al. In 2015, published in the Gold Journal of Urology, where they compared mini PCNL and RIRS. Not a lot of patients, I think 33, 35, about 68 patients were there. And mini PCNL had 85.7% and RIRS they could achieve a 97% clearance even with a first attempt. So more or less, most of the articles are saying that for larger stones, maybe mini PCNL or PCNL modality is a better option or gives you a better chance of achieving a stone-free rate as compared to RIRS. However, if you repeat RIRS or if you do add an auxiliary procedure after RIRS, you can achieve equivalent stone-free rates comparable to the PCNL modalities. Now let me come to Mini-PERC versus RIRS for low pole stones. Lot of articles in this, so lot of articles, lot of interest is there between Mini-PERC and RIRS for lower pole stones. There's an article by Stephen Kruk et al. Where he has compared ESWL, mini PCNL, RIRS, and comparing mini PCNL and RIRS whether for stones less than 1 centimeter or stones more than 1 centimeter, the results or the ability to achieve stone-free rate is almost equivalent. Less than 1 is also about 80% and 75%, 77 and 72, all statistically equivalent. So there is no difference between MIP and RIRS. Coming to meta-analysis, then there are a lot of articles. I can't enumerate one by one. So let me take help of some meta-analysis. So this was by Gao et al. In 2017 end by Journal of Endourology, where they have compared a large number of articles with mini-PCNL and RIRS for lower polar stones, and they told that 93% of stone clearance was achieved with mini-PCNL, whereas only 83% by RIRS, and this was statistically significant difference between mini-PCNL and RIRS. There was another recent article by Davis et al. Where again this was a meta-analysis and review, where again there are 92% clearance by mini-PCNL compared to 87% by RIRS when comparing for this lower polar stones. But in this one, statistical significance was not achieved. There was a recent one, BGE 2018, headlined by Dr. M.S. Agarwal et al. It's a multi-center international randomized control trial where they have taken lower polar stones 1 to 2 centimeter and subjected them to either super mini PCNL or RIRS. Again, the results are super mini PCNLs were 91%, RIRS was 71%, significant difference, and so super mini PCNL is way better than RIRS in clearing these lower polar stones. So again, coming to the conclusion, most of the articles say that there is a difference and the mini PCNL is probably a better modality compared to RIRS when dealing with these lower polar stones in the kidney. Coming to complications, I didn't want to deal with that separately article wise because most of the articles agree with this that the operative time is more for RIRS. You take significantly more, but even though it is significant, when you go to the numbers, it is only 15 minutes and 20 minutes more compared to mini PCNL for RIRS. So it hardly doesn't matter much in a clinical setting. However, when you look at other complications like hemoglobin drop, the post-operative pain, the analgesia requirement, the hospital stay, all these parameters are more favorable for RIRS when you compare between RIRS and PCNL. However, to achieve the same stone-free rates, you would need more auxiliary procedures in the RIRS group. So conclusions, non-lower polar stones less than 2 centimeter, stone-free rates are comparable between Minipug and RIRS. You can do either. Between stones of 1 to 2 centimeters in the lower pole, the stone-free rates are way better for the Minipug, significantly so in many studies. Stones larger than 2 centimeters, stone-free rates after single procedures are significantly higher per Minipug. But if you allow for multiple procedures, by multiple I mean if you allow even 1 second RIRS, the stone-free rates are almost equivalent. Yeah, I think I'm going to conclude with this. Yes. Thank you. This was a tough task. Going through 50 papers and then Dr. Chandra Mohan sitting at your back, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes. Yeah, so yeah. So this
but Prashant, the group was fairly evident that as the stone size increases, stone-free rates with RIRS are unable to match the stone-free rates with percutaneous procedure. Yeah, but percutaneous procedure again is so heterogeneous. Isn't it difficult to compare? Anything from 12 French to 22 French is labeled as mini PCNL. Exactly. So it's not a homogeneous group where you can actually compare in a given scenario.
It is not apples to apples, right? It is, you cannot have an apple. And in fact, I was looking for RCTs. There are very few RCTs. Most of them are comparative trials. Most of them are only retrospective comparative trials. And most of them are only observational trials. So of course, you will not get an apple to apple comparison. But having said that, since RIRS is a minimally invasive procedure, you can probably repeat it. And even for a larger stone, if you repeat an RIRS, you can probably achieve the same stone-free rate as comparable to a mini PCNL. Your point about mini PCNL and other modalities like ultra mini PCNL or micro PCNL, they have told mini PCNL is better than RIRS in stone-free rate.
What I was saying, even mini PCNL is such a wide range.
Yeah, it's between 14 to 22. But they have told even mini PCNL is better than RIRS, but ultra mini and micro perc are equivalent to RIRS. So even that analysis has come out in the meta-analysis by Gao et al.
Hi, Aditya here.
Yeah.
So, just a small comment. Even the RIRS group is quite heterogeneous.
Yes.
We don't know which were the pre-stented patients because prior stenting is an additional procedure.
True.
And again, doing a third procedure for second, third sitting. So,
Just a brief comment on that, because you don't hear. See this. Yes.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
Your voice is familiar, sir.
Yes, sir.
How much duration you take before you say that RIRS is successful?
Sir, actually most of the articles, they have compared after 3 months. When they check for it, many of them have compared after a month, but most of the articles take the clearance rate after 3 months.
So
Until they have a significant residue and they have gone in much before that again for the auxiliary procedure.
While when you are comparing with the mini PCNL, that is the next day or maybe the next
Exactly. But for RIRS, you need to wait.
So there is a huge difference, the next day clearance versus 3 months clearance.
But I think most of the articles that I've come across are, these results are for 3 months comparison.
So, but Prashant, was there any word of ECIRS in these?
Yes, I think that's upcoming, and I think Aditya has shown, I think that's one modality of the
Because
future.
making the best of both the.
I think so. I think we should move towards that. I'm personally interested to start doing that, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Prashant, is there any studies that actually looked at the infection rates between these two specifically? Because that is one of the concerns, because with the RIRS, the higher intrarenal pressures and the resulting increased or at least perceived sepsis rates are higher with RIRS. Are there any studies? I mean, I have to congratulate you on an extensive study that you have presented in a very quick time. Is there any articles that have looked at this specific aspect?
Yes, actually, there are many articles that assess the complications, but these are the complications that I mentioned, only those mattered. Infection was more or less equal.
Oh, really?
No difference in infection. So between mini PCNL and RIRS, we talk so much about increased intrapelvic pressures and all that, but infection rates were equal between RIRS and this. Although hospital stay has been more and some of this, yeah.
And another thing which is hugely significant in the Indian context, what about the cost factors? Because my experience in the West, the cost factors are not as important as it is in our practice here. Has there any cost effectiveness analysis?
There are no Indian articles about that, but you know, all of us know that RIRS is a much more expensive modality in India when compared to mini PCNL.
one small comment more, because in Cochrane review they compared, though you have not compared that, the RIRS for 1 to 2 centimeter stone was no better than lithotripsy. ESWL did for infiocalicial stones. So it was as good as lithotripsy, which we rarely do now.
That Cochrane review that you're talking about, they had only 3 articles.
Yeah, but they were the very selected, and very good quality articles.
Selected, went down and they came down to only 3 articles. So I didn't want to include that because it was only 3 and there is a lot more evidence available.
Thank you, Prashant. Thank you.